Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful story. It's about a young man named Ravi, and his journey, well, it's something else. It's proof that some dreams, they're just too strong to be broken, no matter what life throws at you.
So this whole story kind of boils down to one big question, right? Is poverty bigger than dreams? I mean, can where you're born really decide your whole life? Ravi's story, it has a pretty powerful answer to that.
All right, so to really get why Robbie's victory is so amazing, you first have to understand where he came from. We're talking about a world where just getting through the day, that was a battle.
Okay, so picture this. Ravi grew up in a tiny village in Bihar. His dad was a farm laborer, and his mom, she was a domestic worker. The family faced, just extreme poverty. Think about it. A lot of nights, dinner was just roti and salt. That's it. This wasn't just tough times. It was a constant daily fight to survive.
But even in the middle of all that, Ravi had this incredibly powerful dream. And it wasn't some, fuzzy, I wish kind of thing. No, it was a mission. He literally told himself, I have to become an officer. I have to end my parents' poverty. That one idea, it became his North Star, guiding every single thing he did from that moment on.
Having a dream is one thing, right? But actually making it happen, that's a whole different story. And Ravi's path, man, it was just packed with huge sacrifices, tons of pressure from everyone around him, and some really painful stumbles along the way. And the price he paid for that dream was just huge. Think about it. While his friends were doing normal teenage stuff, roaming around, going to weddings, messing with their phones, Ravi was living in a totally different reality. During the day, he'd be working at a shop to help his family. And at night, there was no electricity at home, so he'd be out studying under a streetlight. His entire life was just this incredible example of pure, relentless focus.
And if all that physical struggle wasn't bad enough, he had to deal with people constantly doubting him. People in his own village would actually taunt him. They'd say things like, "You can't pass the BPSC exam," or "How can a poor kid like you ever become an officer?" But this is what's so amazing about him. Instead of letting that stuff break him down, he used every single insult as fuel. It just made him more determined. You can just imagine, right? There were so many nights where he was just bone-tired, his eyes literally closing from exhaustion, but in those moments he had this mantra he'd repeat. He'd tell himself, "Today's hard work will become my identity tomorrow." It was like a promise he was making to his future self, and that's what kept him pushing forward.
And boy, was his determination tested. Again and again. For 3 straight years, it was just one failure after another. The first time, he didn't even pass the first stage, the prelims. The next time, he got stopped at the mains. He even got all the way to the very last step, the interview, only to be told no. Can you imagine how heartbreaking that is? But his spirit, it was just unbreakable. He was not going to give up.
Okay, so all of that, it brings us to the absolute turning point of this whole story. After all those years of sacrifice, of getting so close and just missing it, the day of decision finally came.
And this is it. The one question everything has been building towards. After all that hard work, the studying under streetlights, putting up with the mockery, facing all those failures, was it all for nothing? Or would it finally pay off?
Just try to put yourself in his shoes for a second. The final results are posted online. Ravi's there, his hands are probably shaking like crazy, and he opens the results. His entire life, his family's whole future, it all comes down to what's on that screen.
And then he sees it. His roll number, right there on the list of people who made it. The second he sees it, the tears just start pouring down his face. Tears of relief, of pure joy, of proving everyone wrong.
He did it. He actually did it. Against every single odd, he was selected. Ravi, the kid who everyone laughed at, the boy studying under the streetlights, was now an SDM, a subdivisional magistrate, a respected officer. His whole life changed, just like that, in a single moment.
But this victory wasn't just about him. Maybe the most powerful part of this whole story is seeing what it meant for the people who sacrificed right alongside him, his parents.
When he gave his mom the news, she just broke down and cried. And she said, "Son, today you have defeated our poverty." Just let that sink in, the weight of those words. He didn't just get a good job. He had conquered the one thing that had held their family down for generations.
And his dad, a man who'd spent his whole life doing back-breaking work, he finally got this moment of just pure pride.
He could finally look at people and say, "This is my son, my officer's son." It was like a whole lifetime of struggle had just been validated.
And what about the village, you ask? Well, the same people who used to mock him, who laughed at his dreams, they were now celebrating him. His success completely flipped the script. He turned all that scorn into respect and proved every single one of them wrong.
So when you look at Ravi's entire journey, what's the big lesson here? What's the one thing his life teaches all of us?
It really all boils down to this one simple but powerful truth. If your hard work is real and your intention is pure, poverty can never, ever stop a dream. Ravi's story is just incredible proof that where you come from doesn't have to decide where you're going. So the real question isn't whether poverty is bigger than your dreams. The real question is your determination bigger than your obstacles? It kind of makes you think, right? What obstacle in your own life could you start using as fuel today?